We have been also loving the daylight out of our powerhouse panel of experts that have been along for the ride. Former NASA astronaut Robert Hoot Gibson and also Matt Kaplan, senior advisor at the Planetary Society. Now we can all just kind of take a deep breath, guys, and just kind of think about what we experience. And I guess to sort of move it forward, how can we figure out when the next one is going to be? Matt? Can you tell us?
Well, fortunately, the solar system works like clockwork, and it's a bit more complicated than that, but it does make it relatively easy for scientists to predict when the next one will happen. You had that guest on from National Geographic Explorer last half hour who mentioned the 2027 eclipse, which will be crossing once again Spain and through Africa. I don't remember the date right now, but there is generally one almost every 18 months on average somewhere across the Earth, though any one particular spot on Earth is not going to get one very often. We were so lucky in North America that we had two of them across the United States in 2017 and 2024, those that the first two that Maggie got to experience as well. But scientists have actually been able to predict eclipses for hundreds and hundreds of years, long before there were telescopes.
Okay, so you're saying we've got to wait about 18 months then?
I don't think it's going to be that long, because that one in 2027, which I'm sorry I don't have the date in front of me, but people can certainly find it online. By the way, one place they can find all kinds of information is, if you'll pardon this, our website, planetary.org/eclipse. So got to plug in for our
Hey,
nonprofit.
no, that's okay. Of course you can plug your nonprofit. And look, people are going to want to know. They're going to want to see the next one, when it can be, and how, we are able to predict these. And Hoot, we were talking, my producer and I were talking earlier, when I mentioned, oh my gosh, Artemis 2, and how they had a chance to experience a solar eclipse when they were on their lunar orbit. There's 7 crew members right now on the International Space Station. So I'm curious, it'll be interesting to hear from them as well. How do you think this experience impacted them? Do we know?
We had possibly an opportunity to have passed through the shadow of totality, and maybe they got to experience some of it too. It would be somewhat miraculous. And speaking about Artemis 2, I was so envious of that crew, watching them do that. It makes me want to go back to space, but I think they're going to tell me, hey, you've been greedy enough already. You don't get another trip after 5 times.
I know. I mean, yes, you think one time is pretty fantastic. You had 5 shuttle experiences. I mean, that's incredible. By the way, we never got to explain to our viewers how you got your call sign. It's always fun to throw that in there. How did you get your call sign?
Well, it's funny, Kira. I usually tell people it came from the expression "not worth a hoot," but Actually, it's similar to the Top Gun Maverick movie, where the ops officer of my fighter squadron asked me, "Well, what's your nickname?" And I said, "Well, it's Bob." And he said, "No, come on, I mean a real nickname." And I said, "Well, occasionally I've been called Hoot from the cowboy movie star." So that was 1972, and ever since then I've been Hoot.
I love it. It fits you perfectly. And as you were describing that story for us, we were looking at pictures of you from back in the day when you had a chance to command some of those shuttle missions and, chase the shadow of the eclipse on that NASA jet back in 1979. Boy, what an incredible experience. Matt, looking forward, okay, we're talking about the, sort of the historical moment, the spiritual moment, the visual moment. But now, come tonight, tomorrow, in the days forward, what will scientists like you be looking at just after this moment? The data, the study, the details. How does it help you as a scientist?
I thank you for the promotion, Kira. I'm actually not a scientist. I'm just a fan of scientists and people like Captain Gibson. But yes, I am an advisor. But I can tell you that there are hundreds of scientists around the world who have been monitoring this eclipse because it does give us such a great opportunity to study the corona. There are mysteries about that outer atmosphere of the sun. Why is it sometimes more than 2 million degrees, much hotter than the surface of the sun itself? We're closing in on being able to understand that. And because the sun is the source of essentially all energy in our solar system, or nearly all, it really is worth studying. And that's why we have telescopes and probes like the Parker Solar Probe that are devoted to learning more about that life-giving star.
Matt, who I've now promoted to our honorary scientist, and our well-known NASA astronaut, Hoot Gibson. Guys, I would like to say that was a hoot, but it was more than that. It was very, very special to experience that moment of totality with both of you. Thanks, guys, so much.